Welcome back, YouTube family, for another daily update. So today I'm going to go over this whole mess going on between, you know, Shannon Sharpe and, well, you guys can see, I call them the irrelevant. None of these guys are irrelevant. No one's been paying them any attention, but for some reason, they're now, you know, trying to question Shannon Sharpe's manhood, which is something new. I've never seen so many men so concerned about another man of what he wears, how he dresses, and all this other kind of nonsense. So, as you know, it started with Mike. Actually, started with uh, Steven Jackson and Matt Barnes, and then it transitioned to DL, not DL Hughley. DL Hughley include Mike Epps, and it goes on. The list is just getting long. It's ridiculous. So I'm gonna just go over, what some of them said, but it's a lot of content, so you can see what each individual had to say, and then at the end of how Unc, as we call him, how he addressed the whole ordeal himself. So everyone knows, initially, when Shannon Sharpe first brought up people, his thing was he's like, hey, I don't care about the jokes. Jokes is jokes. No, he ain't gonna run out. No, he said, I'm not chasing down no lies. And it's like a twofold. It's like if you don't address it, people say, oh well, he must be guilty. But then if you do address it, then folks are like, well, if you're not, so and so, then why are you addressing it? So it's like, damn if you do, damn if you don't. So his thing, he's like, hey, I don't care. He's like, they're comedians. They do the jokes. I don't care. But the issue he had when he's talking about don't lie on them, he was referring to Mike Epps, was Mike Epps said that, contacted him, wanted him to come on his show. I think what it is, all these guys who's speaking out against, Shannon Sharpe, they want to come on his show. And he's not reaching out to them. He's chosen who he wants to come on there, and it's not them. So a lot of them they have to take issue with it. So everyone knows initially you had, like I said, you had all those people came up speaking out against him. Then recently you had this guy, D.L. Hughley, which in my opinion, he's not fucking funny. He's not funny. He's good for cracking jokes on people inside the audience. He's good at that, which I call snaps, jonesing on people. But outside of that, his regular jokes, that's just me. They're not funny. Um, his thing, he called him Wendy Williams with weights. Like it would, I guess he was calling himself being funny, but it wasn't funny at all. So outside of him, that's really all he had to say. But I'm gonna go ahead and play, this footage of pretty much all everyone else of what they had to say.
That nigga Shannon Sharpe called me trying to do an interview. I said, no, Medea, I ain't doing no interview. So you can sit across from me and look at my balls. I'll sit down, nigga. Thought he was gonna attack Cat, that nigga there. Nigga shit is called Shay Shay. The nigga's telling you. Put a wig on that nigga, tell me if that ain't motherfucking Medea's sister, nigga.
And Club Shay Shay. Oh. Yeah, Shay Shay. Yeah. Gay gay. I don't give a that nigga gay, nigga. That nigga sitting there with them ass pants on, with his balls all over Cat's face. And you the Cat kept looking the other way. You can tell how that nigga drink, nigga, he gay, nigga. He kept on saying, now, Cat. That's lips, nigga. That nigga had them lips. Don't no nigga drink like that. Now, Cat.
disrespect the lane that Shannon has created for himself and the attention he has drawn. And again, I want to say this without coming off the wrong way because unfortunately, I don't look at anybody as competition with all due respect, Dan. I feel like there's a lane for everyone and everyone's created that lane. And I feel like there's plenty of money to come behind those lanes. But I feel like, obviously Shannon has taken off individually and then him and Ocho have a great thing going on, but it's not necessarily our cup of tea, so to speak. It's a completely different lane, and you see now, obviously, the Cat Williams interview, I think, broke some kind of YouTube record for the most views, and I think that's great. I mean, that's a lane he's excelling in, a lane that he's getting notoriety in and getting money in, and that's great. But it's not necessarily what we are trying to do. We want to continue to kind of keep our lane, and not even that what they're doing is gossip, because I don't want to disrespect again what they're doing, but there's just a lot of different energy going on there, and people coming and talking their truths and telling their truths. And again, that's always great. Speak your mind, but again, that's not necessarily the lane we.
So my thing is, if it's not your lane and it doesn't pertain to you, why are you addressing it? If you don't care what someone else is doing with their content, as far as their podcast, why would you address this? Like, hey, well, that's what they do, but that's not us. Just be quiet. You don't have to say anything. It's not something that needs to be addressed.
We want to create
Matt,
the lane we want to develop.
Talk about. I got a couple things I want to say about the Shannon Sharpe, Cat Williams interview. I look at that whole interview differently, bro. I look at it different. Considering, you know what I'm saying, we have one of the biggest shows, and we've had guests that a lot of people can't get. We look at that interview a little different. Much love to all y'all. I just got a few things I want to say about that. And it has nothing to do with if Cat was telling the truth or not. Cat is my homeboy. Cat is me and Matt homeboy. That's our homeboy. We went on movie sets with Cat, hung with Cat. Cat is not lying. He don't roll a blunt. I sat on this bus with him for a couple hours. That not roll one blunt. He had a chick rolling all his. He is not lying about that. He is not lying about none of that. He not lying. He had somebody rolling and all that. And if y'all do remember, just put a 5 up. Just put a 5 up or the hand 5 sign. Do y'all remember the video we had with Terrell Owens? Do y'all remember that interview? Talking about real All the Smoke fans. Do y'all remember that interview? Okay. Bet. So y'all remember that interview. So y'all remember how hard he was going on Stephen A. Smith, right? Y'all remember how hard he was going on Stephen A. Smith, right? Hard, no freaky. But as you see during the show, when he was talking about Stephen A. and saying the things about Stephen A., me and Matt was making sure that we let him know, Tio, you our boy, but we with Stephen A. too. You know what I'm saying? So, you know what I'm saying? You can say what you want to say about him, but we kept pulling him back. You know what I'm saying? Because we with Stephen A. So we kept.
So the reason they said something to Tio about Stephen A. is because Stephen A. is on First Take. Stephen A. brings Steven Jackson. He can get Steven Jackson on there as guest. Stephen A. can get Matt Barnes on there as a guest. T.O. can't do nothing for him. So that's the only reason why he said something. Because when Charles Oakley was on there, he was trashing Isaiah Thomas. Trashing him. But Isaiah is their boy. Isaiah saved Steven Jackson's career on more than one account. He was done. After that little brawl thing, he was done. And he saved his career. But he didn't have nothing to say to Charles Oakley, say, hey, that's our boy, you can't speak about him like that. But they took issue when T.O. did it because T.O. can't do nothing for neither Matt Barnes or Steven Jackson.
Pulling him back to like, okay, yeah, we feel you, but you know what I'm saying? We just didn't let him go in on the man because we got a relationship with him. And on All the Smoke, we don't want, as much as we love Cat, we love to have Cat Williams on the show, but we wouldn't want no show like that because we got relationships with our guests, and we ain't clout chasing. If y'all notice, we ain't doing no clown on our show. We ain't doing no dumb dancing around, doing no clown. We ain't doing corny people. Like we ain't clout chasing. We ain't bringing people on to demean people. We ain't doing none of that because we got relationships with our guests, and y'all wonder why we get the guests we get because we not doing clicks. One, we a fan of the people we bring on our show, and two, we trying to give them their flowers. Now you can't control what your guests say, but as an interviewer, you have to know how to pull back. Because if you willing to just let somebody come on your show and disrespect everybody without pulling back at all, that shows that you just like Noriega when Noriega had Kanye on his show. You know that they're gonna say something crazy, but you still let them go on and not pulling them back because you want the clicks and you don't care about your guests. See, we have a relationship with all our guests. You know what I'm saying? And we wouldn't want that type of interview because we care about, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, we have a relationship, but that goes so Shannon has no relationship with his guests. No relationship, because he didn't take up for now one of them. You know what I'm saying? And to be honest, I'm not surprised. To be honest, because low-key hated on us. My people never lie to me. It's people that I love, that I talk to every day, that's in these offices. He hated on me. He tried to hate on me and Matt with our DraftKings deal. He tried to hate on Wayne. He tried to hate on Prime. That's just the truth, bro. But the show goes to show. You might be from the country, but that don't mean you from the hood. Because if you from the hood and you with people and you got somebody that's talking about people you with in front of you, you pull back. You don't condone. You don't let them go off. If somebody around me talking about Matt, I'm gonna be like, hold on, bro. You talk about Matt around somebody else, but not about me. And that's not true, because that's my boy. And I'm not finna condone it. That's my people. If I with you, I'm not finna let nobody talk about you in front of me like that, dog. I'm just saying, you don't do that. You don't do that. You don't do that. But it goes to show he don't have no relationship with his guests. You know what I'm saying? Clout chasing is easy, bro. To get clicks is easy. We can easily have somebody come on our show and get clicks. But when you got some type of respect for your guests, you gotta pull back. You can't just let people go crazy like that, dog. You can't. Because them same people took time to come on your show, bro. They took time to come on your show and do the interview to make your show look good. You gotta protect them people in some kind of way, dog. You can't do that. You can't do that. Everybody got their opinion on the interview. That's my opinion. A lot of people got an interview that ain't got no shows, that don't interviews. My opinion is, I feel like if he had a relationship with some of his guests, he should have pulled some of that back. He should have, because look, you can make it without clout chasing. You can make it without bringing somebody on your show to say crazy. Like, you don't have to do that to be successful, bro. You don't. You don't have to do that to be successful. And we showing y'all, dog. We showing y'all. We don't do none of that clown. We just signed a multi-million-dollar deal for our own production company. We passed just doing the podcast, bro. We passed that. It's because we doing it with integrity, dog. We doing it with integrity. It's easy to get somebody on your show that you know gonna talk about people, dog. But don't y'all know it's been people that done said about people on their show, on our show, and we didn't air it because it just didn't look right. I love the fact that Cat Williams speaking his mind. Everybody should speak their mind at all times. Cat is my partner. I love Cat. There's nothing I can say bad about Cat.
Starcrest said, hey, I know y'all brothers made up, but it must be said, Shannon getting this sensitive over comedians cracking jokes about him in the workplace. Work is truly sad. Context is everything. Okay, Starcrest, I get it. Moved on. I mean, that's what they were. Hey, that's what they want to do. Fine, have at it. I'm done. But like I said, I gave my sister my word. I'm moving on. But she told me something about, like I said, I told my sister today. I sent her something, and she picked up the phone immediately.
Yeah.
She said, Shannon, what did Granny always tell us? She said, boy, a lie or die.
Yeah.
She said, Shannon, at some point in time, you're gonna have to learn you can't fight the devil every day because you'll fight a never-ending war. Pick and choose the battles you want to fight. This ain't one you should want to fight. People gonna let them say whatever. You know who you are.
Right.
You know what you are. What they're doing now is that they found out that Shannon is the hot thing. They're using the same joke, but at some point in time, it's gonna get old and people gonna get tired of y'all saying that Shannon gay and Shannon this, and you're gonna have to get back to telling jokes. Now, please tell me you're not running out of jokes. As Colonel Jessup said, please tell me you ain't pinned these two Marines on phone calls and toothbrushes. Please tell me. Please tell me you're not going to use Shannon as your punchline for the next 3, 4, 5 years. You're going to have to start telling jokes. Please tell me you got jokes.
And there you have it. He's right. I mean, you only can run with this narrative for so long till it gets old. And this actually has gotten old. People literally is like, okay, come with something else. No, I'm glad, him and Mike Epps worked their little issue out. I'm not worried about DL Hughley. I'm not gonna say what I want to say, but skip over him. Eddie Griffin. I'm like, my question is, hey, are you part of the Rainbow Coalition? You the one looking kind of hard at this between this man's legs. You paying a lot of attention of how he's drinking out of a cup, and the way he drinking, he be like, it's a joke. There's some guys that do it because some people do it and they just be looking around. It's guys that do it. It's a joke thing that people like to do. Well, it don't mean you zesty, but I think you might be kind of zesty, Eddie. You looking at her and you can pick all that other stuff up. You and the other man, I put it that way, that's that concerned about what man's wearing, but then you're the one looking between his legs and then trying to pan it off on Cat when Cat wasn't even, paying attention to that. He was saying what he had to say. Like Matt Barnes saying there too, you complain, you say you don't care because that's not your platform, but then you spoke on it. Don't speak on something that doesn't concern you. If you're not worried about it, you don't speak on it. I think the issue is you have people that are upset. Shannon Sharpe wrote the damn blueprint. He pretty much just like he came out of nowhere. He was on Undisputed. He was talking about the club Shay Shay. All of a sudden it pops off, and ever since then he ran with it. Steven Jackson talking his nonsense. Like I said, dude, you had people on your panel plenty of times talking about other people. When someone come on your panel, you should allow them to speak. That's as bad as these darn politicians and other people. Hey, well, before you interview me, I want to see the questions so I can tell you what I will and won't answer. What's the purpose of you going on there then? He allowed that man to speak freely, just like I think anybody who go on somebody's platform, that's just the risk that you take. Because every last one of you would take your behinds on Vlad TV and get pimped the hell out. Every last one of y'all have gone on and y'all getting pimped. I'm saying, y'all, he is pimping the hell out of y'all. He's making money off you. How much he's paying y'all? How much he's giving? Because I know he gets some checks for them stories. And y'all spilling the beans about everything. You talk about everything. He'll ask you a question about somebody, and every person I see on there, I have yet to see someone say, oh, yeah, I'm not going to speak on that person. I think maybe one. But other than that, majority of y'all, that's what y'all do. You run off at the mouth. Steven Jackson, you're a grown man. And this is what I'm going with this. You're a grown man who was checking in with kids. A grown man checking in with kids. That's telling you, hey, I'm here in your area. And it's pretty much like you getting permission. So I'm going to just leave it at that. That's just the way I see it. It's just people, they're upset that Unc came on the scene. That mother came in like Debo, flipping over tables, snatching their damn chains, and they mad. Only thing you can do about it is get better. Get better at what you do, and see how it works out for you. But other than that, hey, get down in those comments, hit the like, subscribe button, make sure hit the bell so far as for the notifications, so know when I post something. And like I said, just get down in the comments, tell me what you think about this whole ordeal with all these irrelevant people coming out of nowhere who's been in the shadows for years. They pop up every once in a while like a damn gopher, and then they go back in their hole. Just tell what you think about all these guys who come out and have something with, talking about, Shannon Sharpe. So on that, deuces, I'll see you later.